let me start by congratulating the Taekwondo family, not only the Taekwondo Federation, but the whole of Taekwondo family in Ghana. I think that you all agree with me when I say that Taekwondo is our most active sporting discipline in the country now. And this tells how hard the president of Taekwondo, who also doubles as the treasurer of the Ghana Olympic Committee, has been working. And I must say that Taekwondo is one of the sports that eventually this country will be winning medals all over the world, not only in Africa as we're currently doing. So Mr. Otu and your team, your board members, let me say a big congratulations to you. Thank you very much for keeping the sports alive. Even when in the past there was no support coming. I know Mr. Otu and his team had on their own carried the federation and make sure that they did well. Whilst I'm congratulating you, let me also touch on a bit of a problem that I know exists within the Taekwondo family. I know there's another group of Taekwondoists who are supposed, or who claims they are the executives for Greater Accra. Let me explain that per IOC regulations, per all the regulations that governs our International Sporting Federation, there's only one body that we recognize as the head of Taekwondo, or as the body that controls Taekwondo here. And it is only decisions that are taken or endorsed by that national body. That is what the international federations and then the IOC also accept. I will encourage all of you in the family to come together, whatever their differences are, even though it is not right. What I'm here is being done by another group who says they are the rep for Greater Accra or the Greater Accra Association. There is no other Greater Accra Association. There should be only one Greater Accra Association, and that is the one whose election has been supervised by the national body. Let me repeat, the only association that will be recognized by the International Federation and by extension by the GOC and the IOC is a regional associations whose election was conducted and supervised by the national body. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the way football works in this country. If any group says that they are the Greater Accra Football Association, and that group has not been recognized, or whose election has not been recognized by Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi, then you don't have any locals. It is the same thing. So whichever group, whatever they are, I will encourage all of you, if you're part of Greater Accra, join that one group, and that is the only group that will be recognized. There is no other body in this country who will supervise or give legitimacy to any regional association of any sporting discipline. Not even the ministry, not even the NSA. The NSA is an independent body. The NSA do not elect our federation heads. The National Sports Authority is a government arm, and you all know that the International Sporting Federation don't usually deal with government. The NSA do not, and please, I'm repeating, do not elect national officers for the Sports Federation. And please, once this is happening at Taekwondo, I'm sure it could happen everywhere. If such a thing happens anywhere, trust me, the Ghana Olympic Committee, and by extension, the international federations and then the International Olympic Committee would not give recognition to anybody. Let us have a unified one body supervising sports in our country. There is no way we can have sports which is being led by two groups. The national body is the one that is recognized by the international body. And everything that has to do with any sporting activity in the country has to come from that national body. I hope that this comment that I've made on this issue will put the whole thing to rest, because I'm being told there's a second court issue, and I don't think this is good for the development of our sports. You all agree with me that Taekwondo is the most active sport we have in this country, and they should not be beset with the kind of problems that I'm hearing. Well, having said that, let me say a big congratulations also to the sponsors of this program. I might say that I know Mr. Edu very well, and Mr. Darocha, I must say that these are great ex-taekwondoists, and coming together to put or make sure that we have money to sponsor this program. That is something that every past athlete owes the current crop of athletes. We all need to give a bit of our time, our energy, and sometimes our resources to make sure that these young ones who are taking over from us will keep the sports alive. And then one day when they become also like us, it becomes their duty to also make sure that whatever they can spare out of their little funds, whatever they can spare out of their little time, they also give back to the sports, which of course has made them who they are. So Mr. Darocha, Mr. Edu, and then Mr. Mallet, and of course Mr. Alban, please, congratulations and thank you very much for keeping the sports alive. Let me also congratulate Epsilon, Pumas, City Hotel, and then the Korean Embassy. When the president spoke, he said there are 12 countries taking part in this competition. Let me say that every international competition that we host gives us an opportunity either to put up new sporting facilities or to renovate existing one. So, Director General, I would plead with you, and well, of course, to the ministry, that we encourage as much international competitions as possible, because that's the only way we can improve our facilities, which in the last 20 years, we haven't seen anyone being added to the existing ones we have. The more international competitions we have, the better facilities we're able to either put up or renovate. So, DG, we would just like you're encouraging us to do this one, let's keep hosting international competition. If not for anything, at least we get the opportunity to put up more. Yes, it will come. It will come in 2019. It will give us opportunity to. But let me say a very big thank you to the Director General. Look, I'm a federation president. I'm not only the president of GOC. I manage weightlifting, and I can tell you that in the last 6 years, nothing has really come from the ministry or from the NSA. But with a new minister and then with the Director General, at least now you can see signs of all the other sporting federations being supported. Even people who otherwise would never recognize their sports as something that could win medals for us. The minister and then the Director General had gone out of their way and found money for them to go for international competition. So, Honorable Isiama and then Honorable Robert Safo Mensah, thank you very much for bringing the change that we require in our sports. We haven't gotten there yet, but if you've been starved for 7 years and then somebody comes and give you 1 CD, it may not be the 10 CDs or the 100 CDs that you need, but it's a good beginning. And let me say a very big thank you to the minister. This is what we had expected his predecessors to be doing. If they did that, I would not be having the kind of fights that I used to have with all the ministers. And I think that if it should continue, and of course the Director General, I used to fight with Mr. Joe Kwenge and everybody, even Mr. Abdullahi, the Chief Director. So for me, I'm committed to helping these young boys and girls who are doing sports. It doesn't matter whether you play football or you do weightlifting. Everybody has to be given an equal opportunity to develop his or her talent. And I think that that duty doesn't only rest with me, it rests with all of you out there, especially the media. We have so many athletes who for the past 6 years has competed for this country, and even their per diem, not bonuses, have not been paid to them, or they don't get it. And yes, so they are motivated enough to still go and represent us. You don't think somebody should be speaking for them. So when I speak, it's not because I hate one sporting discipline or the other, but I'm trying to speak for those who don't have a voice to speak. Ms. Otu, thank you very much for putting to the Ghana Olympic Committee. There are a lot of reforms that we're doing at the GOC as well, and I'm sure that as it trickles down, everybody will feel the change that is coming into Ghana sports, especially with the kind of change that the minister and the NSC boss is bringing. Let me thank all of you also for coming. It is you guys out there who have made our sports tick. Without you, I'm sure we'll not be where we are. And as I've always said, the media are our biggest stakeholders in sports. if you leave the sports, then our Ghana sports will be dead. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.